July 2025 continues the year's rich astrological story with a blend of creative drive, emotional growth, and strategic recalibration. The energies this month encourage bold, heart-centered action, deeper authenticity in relationships, and a renewed focus on healing and purpose. With powerful planetary transits, lunations, and retrogrades unfolding, July is a month to both reflect and rise. Themes of self-expression, emotional maturity, and strategic rebuilding come to the forefront as we move through summer's cosmic terrain. Pluto remains retrograde in Aquarius throughout July 2025, continuing its deep dive into our collective psyche and personal evolution. The retrograde period keeps asking us to examine our relationship with the digital realm, control, and influence. We are still unraveling old identities rooted in external validation or social conformity. Technological and societal themes around AI, digital autonomy, and surveillance remain pressing, inviting discernment and empowerment. This transit encourages you to ask, where have I given away my voice or allowed collective narratives to shape my sense of self? It's a powerful month to continue shadow work, liberate yourself from groupthink, and redefine what it means to be truly sovereign in a hyper-connected world. Old friendships or alliances that no longer align with your evolving values may fall away. Make space for soul-aligned connections rooted in shared growth and authenticity. Saturn continues its retrograde in Aries, guiding us inward to reassess self-leadership, ambition, and long-term goals. The lessons of June deepen in July. We are asked to examine how we assert ourselves, take responsibility, and create sustainable paths. Saturn retrograde encourages slowing down to build stronger internal foundations. This month, Saturn's influence may highlight the consequences of impulsive actions or ungrounded decisions. Use this time for inner discipline, revisiting plans, and reclaiming your personal authority with maturity and integrity. Jupiter continues its transit through Cancer, expanding emotional intelligence, spiritual depth, and nurturing connections. The themes from June remain active: a desire for safety, emotional healing, and deeper family ties. This is a fruitful time for home-based growth, ancestral connection, and compassionate leadership. Jupiter in Cancer favors emotional and creative expansion that is rooted in security and authenticity. Look for ways to nourish yourself and others, whether through therapy, creative expression, or acts of generosity. Intuition is heightened and emotional decisions carry significant wisdom. Trust your inner guidance while remembering to establish healthy emotional boundaries. When Mercury enters Leo on July 2, 2025, it kicks off a period where communication becomes bold, expressive, and dramatic. Mercury governs how we think, speak, write, and process information, so when it moves into fiery Leo, these functions take on Leo's signature flair. You're more likely to express yourself with confidence, flair, and storytelling. Great time for presentations, pitches, or writing something personal. You may feel a strong urge to speak your truth, but there's also potential for being overly self-focused or dramatic. Your thoughts might center on leadership, pride, or legacy. You'll want recognition for your intellect and ideas. Mercury in Leo favors dramatic flair, so expect exaggeration, passionate debates, and bold declarations. Humor, art, and performance shine. Playfulness returns to mental activities. Games, storytelling, and exploring hobbies with a light heart are favored. Mercury in Leo can make people overly attached to their views or unwilling to back down in debates. Watch out for boastfulness or interrupting others. Communication should be expressive, not dominating. It is, however, an ideal time to launch a creative or writing project, speak publicly or take the spotlight, promote yourself or pitch an idea, and teach or mentor in a bold, inspiring way. From July 17th to August 11th, Mercury will be retrograding in Leo. Due to Leo's domineering influence, this will be a dramatic retrograde cycle that challenges how we communicate, create, and present ourselves. Unlike more reserved signs, Leo amplifies Mercury's theatrical and ego-driven tendencies, so this retrograde has a larger-than-life quality, full of pride, passion, and performance. You may find yourself revisiting old creative ideas, personal projects, or ways of expressing your identity. Moments of ego clash or pride in conversations could arise. This retrograde will present opportunities to rewrite your narrative or reclaim your voice from past misrepresentations. Miscommunications can feel louder and more emotionally charged. Overstatements, accidental arrogance, or exaggeration may cause friction. Expect confusion in romantic dialogue, public speaking, or leadership roles. It is a powerful time to revise artistic works, performances, branding, or content. You may rediscover your passion for something you once loved but abandoned. Leo rules the heart, pride, and legacy. Past issues involving recognition, confidence, or validation may resurface. You might reconnect with people from your past who once boosted or bruised your ego. When Neptune stations retrograde in Aries, as it does on July 4, 2025, it marks a significant shift in the collective and personal spiritual landscape, particularly around identity, willpower, and action. Neptune rules dreams, illusions, spirituality, ideals, mysticism, escapism, and unconscious patterns. When Neptune retrogrades, its influence becomes more internalized, encouraging introspection, clarity, and disillusionment. Aries' energy is bold, pioneering, impulsive, and focused on the self, whereas Neptune's energy is foggy, diffuse, and dreamy, focused on the transcendent. So, when Neptune retrogrades in Aries, there's tension between direct action and spiritual surrender, clear identity and ego dissolution, impulsiveness and considering boundaries, and independence and collective empathy. You may start questioning your core motivations, goals, or sense of self. It can feel like ego and higher self are clashing, what you want versus what your soul needs. You might feel a call to fight for a higher cause, align your actions with compassion, or become a peaceful warrior. It can influence pursuits in meditation, martial arts, healing through movement, or conscious activism. You may realize that a fiercely independent path has become isolating, or that it lacks deeper meaning. This retrograde helps you realign passion with purpose. Neptune retrograde pierces illusions. If confidence or boldness is a mask, the truth may surface. It can lead to vulnerability, but also deeper authenticity. This retrograde offers the chance to cleanse your spiritual ego, redefine your why, uncover the divine within your desires, and replace escapist habits with sacred rituals of courage. When Uranus enters Gemini on July 7, 2025, it initiates a multi-year period of radical transformation in the realms of communication, technology, social networks, education, and thought systems. This transit will last till 2032. Uranus, the planet of innovation, rebellion, and disruption, expresses itself intellectually and restlessly in Gemini, the sign of curiosity, duality, and information exchange. Expect a surge in AI, quantum computing, augmented reality, and neural interface tech. Social media could evolve or collapse and reform due to freedom of speech issues, decentralization, or new digital languages. Misinformation and truth could become battlegrounds, sparking rebellion against official narratives. Traditional education systems may get disrupted to become more virtual or immersive, involving student-led models. There will be a rise of nonlinear logic, alternative learning styles, and neurodivergent acceptance. People may rebel against groupthink and become more mentally self-sovereign. Uranus in Gemini historically links to breakthroughs in mobility and communication infrastructure. 1941 to 1949, last Uranus in Gemini period, saw early computers, radar, jet travel, and the beginnings of the Cold War information age. Expect development in autonomous vehicles, teleportation concepts, drone logistics, or even hyperloop scale systems. Gemini's duality and Uranus's stimulation can create nervous system intensity. Heightened anxiety or burnout may become societal challenges, especially with info overload. This can also empower genius-level multitasking, data synthesis, and creative ideation. Over the period of this transit, it is prudent to stay flexible. Rigid thinking won't hold. Adaptability is key. Unlearn to learn. Let go of outdated beliefs to absorb the new. Protect your nervous system. Digital detox, mindfulness, and grounding practices will be essential. Embrace tech, but question it. Find balance between embracing progress and maintaining privacy or presence. Speak your truth, but listen too. Discourse can polarize. Practice radical dialogue. On July 9th, the full moon in Capricorn brings a grounding and sobering energy to the month. Capricorn is associated with discipline, achievement, and long-term structure. This lunation illuminates our responsibilities, ambitions, and the tangible results of past efforts. You may experience breakthroughs or closures in career matters, authority relationships, or long-term goals. This is a time for emotional maturity, acknowledging what is or isn't working, and taking ownership of your path. The full moon in Capricorn can bring clarity around boundaries, professional roles, and the need to balance work with personal well-being. This full moon is a culmination point, bringing clarity, revelations, or completions to matters initiated 6 months ago during the last new moon in Capricorn in January 2025. The full moon will challenge us to let go of rigid control or burnout tendencies, step into a more grounded, self-led version of our goals, and acknowledge emotional needs without guilt or detachment. The full moon in Capricorn will sextile Saturn in Aries. This is a helpful influence, supporting long-term planning, emotional steadiness, and responsible decisions. It will also oppose the Sun in Cancer, triggering a classic polarity of nurture versus duty, asking, are you caring for your inner self as much as your outer image? It will again form a trine with Uranus in Taurus. This aspect adds productive and innovative energy to the lunation, influencing breakthroughs in how you take action toward realistic goals. It will also loosely quincunx Pluto in Aquarius, triggering background tension, a push to transform control patterns around power, success, and emotional expression. The July 9th, 2025 full moon in Capricorn helps you solidify goals, release unsustainable responsibilities, and create a mature emotional container for future growth. It's a time to reclaim control in a sustainable way, balancing achievement with authenticity. Venus remains in Taurus until July 11th, continuing a sensual and grounded influence on love, finances, and beauty. This period favors stability, loyalty, and enjoyment of life's pleasures. Romantic connections deepen through shared values, physical affection, and quality time. Finances benefit from practical planning and long-term investments. There's a strong pull toward comfort, nature, and simplicity. Creative endeavors flourish, particularly those involving the senses, music, food, fashion, and interior design. After July 11th, Venus enters Gemini, repeating last month's flirty, curious vibe. Relationships become more playful and mentally stimulating. Conversations in love take center stage, and people may seek variety and novelty. Venus in Gemini values wit, openness, and adaptability. This is an excellent time for socializing, meeting new people, and embracing spontaneous connections. However, be mindful of mixed signals or emotional detachment. Commitment may feel less urgent than exploration. Use this period to learn, laugh, and express yourself creatively, but check in with your deeper emotional needs too. On July 15th, 2025, Mercury in Leo forms a square with Uranus in Taurus, a transit that brings mental electricity, communication shakeups, and unexpected insights or disruptions. This transit can spark breakthroughs, innovative ideas, and flashes of genius, but also sudden disruptions, arguments, or nervous tension. Expect sudden changes in plans, glitches in communication, or tech failures. There may be breakthrough ideas, but they might come out in jarring or erratic ways. People may feel compelled to speak abruptly, challenge authority, or express controversial ideas. Watch for blurting things out, verbal accidents, or emotional overreactions. Be flexible with your schedule, as surprises are likely. You may receive unexpected news or feel compelled to make quick decisions. While mental stimulation is high, impulsivity can backfire. Take time to breathe before reacting. This transit supports brainstorming, writing, digital upgrades, and rebellious creativity, but requires grounding to avoid burnout or chaos. If you're feeling stuck, Use this energy to shake up your routine or approach a problem from a completely new angle. On July 21st, 2025, when the Sun enters Leo, we shift into one of the most vibrant, expressive, and heart-centered seasons of the zodiac. This solar ingress marks the beginning of Leo season, lasting until around August 22nd. Leo encourages you to step into the spotlight, literally or metaphorically. It's a time to express your talents, creativity, and authenticity. The Leo Sun fuels your desire to live boldly, love deeply, and celebrate life. There's often a stronger focus on romance, joy, and inner child work. Leo rules royalty and leadership. You may feel more drawn to take initiative or command attention in your field or relationships. The theatrical side of Leo can show up through heightened emotions, dramatic declarations, or colorful conflicts. Ego and identity become more central. This can be empowering or expose insecurities if you don't feel seen or appreciated. This is a great time to celebrate yourself, pursue artistic goals, and shine in your unique gifts. Playfulness, romance, and joy are cosmic themes. You may feel drawn to spend more time outdoors, take center stage, or reconnect with childlike wonder. Just be mindful of pride, ego, or performative validation. Leo season is about leading with the heart, not just seeking applause. Use this solar shift to reignite your passion, take creative risks, and share your light in ways that inspire others. There will be a new moon in Leo on July 25th. This is a vibrant and transformative lunation that lights up your creativity, self-expression, romance, and leadership. Since Leo is ruled by the Sun and aligned with the fifth house themes, this lunation encourages bold creativity, joy, playfulness, and stepping into the spotlight. It is ideal for launching artistic projects, performances, or anything that asks you to shine. It's a cosmic green light for public-facing initiatives and stepping into roles of influence. Dubbed the Sturgeon New Moon, it emphasizes courage, putting yourself out there, possibly through social media refreshes, personal branding, or embracing your bold presence. With an opposition to Pluto in Aquarius, the new moon may surface fears or blocks around being seen or asserting your identity. It invites you to acknowledge and release limiting beliefs around power and visibility. In short, the July 25th new moon in Leo is your cosmic invitation to shine brightly, express your unique magic, and release old shadows that dim your light. It's not a time to hide. It's a time to stand tall, step forward, and let the world see you. Venus forms a trine with Saturn on July 26th, bringing a stabilizing and harmonious influence to relationships and finances. With Venus in Leo and Saturn in Aries, this aspect can influence mature, grounded love. It helps ground feelings in reality, deepening trust, commitment, and long-term planning. It's a great time to build or solidify bonds, make wise financial choices, and focus on mature love. Romantic relationships benefit from loyalty, reliability, and shared responsibility. It's an excellent day for having serious talks in romantic or business partnerships that aim for clarity and future planning. Creative projects can take root now, especially those that require discipline and structure. This aspect supports practical beauty, design, architecture, and craftsmanship. Use this transit to invest in what truly matters, both emotionally and materially. This aspect supports responsible money management. The energy of this aspect supports smart investments, creating or sticking to a budget, and restructuring debt or saving for long-term goals. It is a great time to plan for long-term financial stability, not impulsive spending. This Venus-Saturn trine helps anchor beauty, love, and values into practical form. It teaches us that loyalty, effort, and consistency can be as romantic and fulfilling as passion or spontaneity. There's a deep wisdom available for those willing to commit, whether in love, work, or inner values. When Mars enters Virgo on July 29, 2025, it marks a shift in how we take action, assert ourselves, and focus our energy. Mars is the planet of drive, ambition, passion, and physical energy, and when it moves into Virgo, a mutable earth sign known for precision, service, and discernment, the tone of action becomes more focused, detail-oriented, and practical. Mars in Virgo favors tackling to-do lists with renewed energy, organizing, editing, and improving systems, and precision in manual work, crafts, coding, or writing. Virgo rules the sixth house themes: health, wellness, and daily service. Mars here drives motivated efforts toward fitness or dietary improvements, restlessness if routines feel chaotic or inefficient, and a greater attention to physical and mental well-being. You may become more analytical, even perfectionistic. There's a heightened desire to fix what's broken, but beware of becoming overly critical, toward yourself or others. Mars in Virgo also boosts devotion to meaningful work and service, motivation for tasks that require precision, humility, and persistence, and strong energy for technical, healing, or administrative professions. Mars also rules sexual energy, and in Virgo this becomes more modest, discerning, or selective. Desire for intimacy rooted in care, routine, and acts of service. It's an ideal time to organize your life, refine your goals, and take action with humility and purpose. Rather than seeking applause, the focus now becomes mastery and contribution. Mars in Virgo enhances productivity, especially in areas of wellness, writing, editing, caregiving, and craftsmanship. However, avoid perfectionism, nitpicking, or burnout. Balance effort with rest and use this energy to be of service to yourself and others. July 2025 is a month of radiant creativity and grounded recalibration. The blend of Leo's bold solar energy and Virgo's earthy pragmatism asks us to follow our passions while staying aligned with purpose and precision. Emotional depth continues through Jupiter's Cancer journey, reminding us that true strength lies in vulnerability and connection. As you move through this month's astrological tides, let your light shine, but build your dreams with care, humility, and heart. Thank you for exploring July's cosmic landscape with us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more monthly astrology. Let us know in the comments which transit you're most looking forward to. Until next time, keep exploring the stars.